In this incredibly connected world we live in, your data isn't just a bunch of ones and zeros. It's practically a part of you. So today, we're going to put on our architect hats and design a fortress, a real stronghold to protect that digital you. Let's dive right in. Seriously, just think about it for a second. Your private messages, your bank details, your health records, all of that is, without a doubt, digital treasure. So the big question is, how do you keep it safe from all the modern-day pirates and thieves out there? It sounds like a massive challenge, right? Well, the answer might be a little more elegant than you'd expect. Exactly. You wouldn't just leave a pile of gold sitting out in the open, would you? No way. You'd build a fortress. And that's precisely the plan for us today. The data fortress is going to be our guide, our central metaphor for really getting a handle on what powerful data protection looks like. And here's our game plan, the blueprint for our fortress. We're going to start with the overall design, then we'll actually build the defenses. After that, we got to make sure we're following the local laws of the land, then we'll guard the roads leading in and out, and finally, we'll set up a constant 24/7 watch. All right, let's get building. Okay, first things first, the fortress blueprint. Every amazing structure starts with a solid plan. For us, that means understanding our treasure. What exactly are we protecting, and why is it so incredibly valuable? All right, plan in hand, it's time for the next phase, building the defenses. This is where the real construction begins. We're talking about the core data security practices that will literally form the walls and foundations of our fortress. We'll tackle this build in 3 absolutely critical steps. Step 1 is laying the foundation, which is all about access control, basically deciding who gets a key to the front door. Step 2, we build the walls using encryption, making them tough as nails. And step 3, we train the guards, which is all about user education, because even the strongest fortress is vulnerable without smart, vigilant protectors. So what are these walls made of? Encryption. Think of it as a secret language for our data fortress. It uses these super complex algorithms to scramble your information into unreadable nonsense. It's totally meaningless unless you have the right key to act as the decoder. These are your high, impenetrable stone walls. Now for section 3, following the rules. So our fortress is built, but it doesn't just exist in a void, right? It's part of a much bigger kingdom, and that kingdom has laws we absolutely must follow. This is what we call compliance. It's all about being a good citizen in the digital world. And listen, this isn't just some small town ordinance we're talking about. By next year, a staggering 75%, 3/4 of the world's entire population will have their personal data covered by privacy regulations. So following the rules, it's not just a good idea anymore, it's the global standard. But here's the tricky part. The rules aren't the same everywhere you go. For example, Europe's GDPR demands an explicit opt-in before anyone can collect your data. But in California, the CCPA works on an opt-out basis. But here's the real takeaway. The global trend is definitely moving towards giving you more control. So the smartest move? Architect your fortress to meet the strictest regulations out there. It's the best long-term play. Let's move on to our 4th section, guarding the pathways. Our fortress is secure, that's great, but our data doesn't just sit still, does it? Nope, it's constantly on the move, zipping between our devices and servers. So how do we protect our treasure when it's out on the open road? Well, we have to guard the pathways. And the difference here is just night and day. Sending unsecured data is like handing a secret message to a runner on a road just packed with bandits. But secure data? That's like putting your treasure in an armored convoy with a full escort. I mean, you'd always pick the convoy, right? It's a no-brainer. So what is this digital armor? Well, for the most part, it's a technology called SSL/TLS. You've definitely seen it. It's that little padlock icon in your browser's address bar. What it does is create a completely encrypted, private tunnel between your device and the server. It makes sure that even if someone manages to intercept the convoy, all they'll find is a locked box they can't open. It is the armor for your data's journey. And that brings us to our final section, the constant watch. Look, our work isn't over just because the walls are up and the roads are guarded. A fortress can't just be left unattended. This last principle might just be the most important of all. You have to maintain a constant watch. So what are our guards actually doing up there in the watchtower? Well, they're auditing, regularly checking the locks, testing the walls. And they're monitoring, watching for any suspicious activity, 24/7, ready to respond to any threat in a split second. The really crucial point here is that it's not enough to build a secure fortress. You have to actively and continuously prove that it's secure. So there you have it, the complete blueprint for your very own data fortress. You build strong defenses with smart security practices. You follow the local laws through compliance. You guard all the pathways with secure transmission, and you keep a constant watch through auditing and monitoring. We've done it. We've designed the perfect fortress to protect our digital treasure. It's strong, it's smart, and it's resilient. But this leaves us with one final, absolutely critical question. Now that it's all built, who holds the keys?